Alright, how's everyone doing? This is Clayton Youngberg coming at you from the best Android website on the web, AndroidAuthority.com. Today I've got an in-depth review of the HTC One S for T-Mobile. Got our HTC One S right here. We'll just check out some of the hardware, the software, the native apps, and give a run through of the performance of the device as well. So first off, let's just take a look at the body. This has got a 4.3-inch QHD AMOLED display with a 960 by 540 resolution. This is packing a 1.5 gigahertz dual-core Qualcomm Snapdragon S4 processor. Those are pretty fast. We're going to be doing a benchmark for this as well in the video. We've got 1 gigabyte of RAM in this bad boy, and we've got a 1650 milliamp lithium-ion battery, which is non-removable. It's embedded in the body. Now the body feels really nice. This is HTC's thinnest device yet. This is only 7.8 millimeters thick. Our 4.3-inch AMOLED display has this nice curved glass that kind of extends into the body like that on each side. You can see we have our micro USB here, got our speakers here and our Beats Audio branding. On the bottom we've got a small mic, got our volume rocker right here. On top we have our power button, another small mic, and our 8mm headphone jack. We can take off the case right here, and we just pop it off. When we pop the case off, we can see this is where our 8mm headphone jack is. This is our SIM card slot, and then we have our nice blue color. We've got a blue surrounding our 8-megapixel rear-facing camera. Blue bezel there. We can just snap this back on. This is a really nice device. It feels great in my hands. It's very, very light. It has gotten a little bit hot. The aluminum backing does feel slightly hot when you're running a lot of apps or when you're doing a graphic intensive program. We'll just go ahead and turn on this screen. As you can see here, we're greeted with the Sense 4.0 running atop the Android Ice Cream Sandwich 4.0.4 operating system. Our lock screen is pretty cool. It's our classic pull the ring up for HTC. We can also grab the phone and bring it down, or we can grab mail, messages, and even a folder. When we bring down a folder, we actually open up the folder on the home screen. This is our basic home screen. We've got our location data and our weather with our HTC Flip clock that they use and they implement often. We just scroll through the home screens. We don't have infinite scrolling, but it is preloaded with some HTC widgets as well as some T-Mobile widgets. And we'll scroll through. Got our power bar there. This is our notification bar. As you can see, we're actually getting a system update right now. We can go to our settings. And we have our airplane mode, our Wi-Fi, our Bluetooth, mobile network. Now under our personal tab here, we can personalize the HTC One S. We can select through a few different scenes that HTC comes with. We have our HTC Social, Work, Play, and Travel, all with different widget setups. There's no theming going on with the different scenes like this, but it does configure different widgets as well as different wallpapers. We also have our skins. Under our skins, it's basically the same thing. We do have our aluminum skin, which actually just changes some of the background and stuff, and the lock screen. And we have our matte and our serene. We have our default wallpaper we can choose. We can choose our lock screen style, and we can choose lock screen shortcuts. And we can organize apps and widgets on the home screen. We also have sound configurations, where we can choose our different alarm, notification, ringtones. We have our accounts in sync, where you can add different accounts. Now, if you add a Facebook and stuff like that, HTC is going to request permission for your Facebook. The Sense is, and I really don't like that, but it's fine. We can have our location settings, our security settings, where we can set up the different screen lock configurations. We can encrypt the SD card and the SIM. We have our privacy and accessibility settings. Under the display and gestures is where we can choose our brightness, how long the screen stays awake, and we can enable HTC gestures with 3-finger gestures. We have our usual sound settings, apps, storage, power. Under the power, we can check out our battery level and what's actually been using the battery. We have our developer options available with Android 4.0 with USB debugging. We also have forced GPU rendering, and then all the other great stuff that comes with Ice Cream Sandwich. Under the About device, we can see under the firmware information here, we're running Android 4.0.3, not 4.0.4. Anyways, we have our Sense version 4.0. No Easter egg with HTC devices, unfortunately. Going back, anyways, we can check out our app drawer here. When we open that up, we have our all frequented downloads, different segments. And we don't have infinite scrolling on the apps. But you can see some of the T-Mobile preloaded apps are the 411 and more, the Game Base. We have our HTC Hub preloaded app. This comes with mobile lookout security. We have our T-Mobile hotspot, My T-Mobile. The more for me. We have Polaris Office preloaded, as well as Where's My Water. Nice game. Here's our task manager. We can get into that later. Under our frequently used apps is just a list of the apps that we use frequently. We have our downloads as well. We also have links to the Play Store right there, or we can search through our apps and bring down a menu where we can manage apps, edit tabs, and share. Anyways, once we have a few apps running, we can check out the recents, which is very nice and it's sexy. This is a lot different than the normal Android 4.0 task management system. This is a lot more chic. It's nice. It's easy to use. We can just grab and fling upwards. Remove the apps. Now, you can't remove them all at the same time, which creates somewhat of an inconvenience, but it's just fine because it's a nice interface just like that. And we have our home, back, capacitive buttons. When we press the home, it also brings out these. We can select which one of our screens will be our default home button. We can also do that by pinching in using our gestures. When we do that, we can add a panel as well. So anyways, let's go into our task manager. And under our task manager, we have our RAM management here, and we can end all the applications, stop all, and then we can refresh. And we also have a menu in our task manager where we have our settings. With automatic startup, we can actually start the task manager when we boot the device up, and then we can have memory use notifications. Anyways, we'll just do a nice little quadrant test on this device to show you how fast the Snapdragon actually is. And I'll begin the benchmark. Okay, so the HTC One S scored a 5,073, which is a fairly high score. It even scored higher than the HTC One X. Our CPU was 8,420, with our memory coming in at 7,612, which is very good for memory, considering this only has 1 GB of RAM. Anyways, we'll go back. This device does have Corning Gorilla Glass for display, so it's fairly strong. We have Beats Audio across the spectrum for audio, video, movies, all that stuff, the great stuff. Anyways, we'll check out our browser right now. I'm not connected to any web page. The 2G is all I'm getting in this area. But anyways, we can just check out the settings. When we open up the menu, we can view the desktop site, which I always like in the browser options. We can enable Flash Player. This also has HTML5 support. We can go to our browser settings where we can enable labs with our quick controls. Our tab management on the browser is very nice as well. So if we're actually viewing a web page, we can bring our finger down and swipe. And this is our tab management. Of course, these are all like undisplayable web pages, but you can just cancel by pressing the X. We can create a new incognito tab as well. Access our bookmarks and our saved. Go to our most visited and our history. Anyways, we can check out our camera. Our 8 megapixel camera on this is great. We also have a 1.3 megapixel front-facing camera. Okay, now we can just take a picture of this Cruiser Light case with the camera. This has the fast burst. Okay, we have the super fast capture available on the HTC One S, and it has super fast autofocus as well. The aperture on the lens for the HTC One S provides 40% more light. That's very cool. We can also capture pictures while we're recording videos. This has great focus. We can go to our settings here. We can choose our image resolution, our video quality. We can choose full HD. We have our ISO, our white balance. We have continuous shooting mode. Our camera options are face detection, auto smile capture, widescreen. We have video options and camera interface options. We can choose our flash there. Here we can choose slow motion video. We have our different camera scenes, auto, HDR, panorama, portrait, whiteboard, landscape, low light. And what's really cool is we can actually choose to take a video or a picture just right at the click of a button here. These are our different effects. That's really cool. Our front-facing camera is 720p HD. Now the Beats Audio only works when it's actually coming out of the headphone jack, so it's no use to do a test to show you, but the Beats Audio is a very nice improvement. So all in all, you guys, this is a really fast phone. It has great features preloaded, a great camera, an awesome screen. It's super lightweight, it's super thin. It also looks sexy with the gray and blue finish going on. So if you guys got T-Mobile, go ahead and check out the HTC One S. You won't be disappointed. And stay tuned with AndroidAuthority.com, guys. We've got plenty more reviews and everything else Android.